magistrate reached a verdict. I have guilty or innocent. Spare me this mockery of justice.
So you're enjoying Fresca, I hear.
Yeah, sugar-free. Tastes like
Jesus Christ. What happened to the sparkling water?
No, that's old, man. That's old news.
No, you're wrong.
Aspartame. It's just kidding.
Gone backwards.
I just haven't been. I haven't been able to go out and buy some. Well, I have actually, but then like I'm just like too tired. I'm like we were actually at Costco and I was picking up some multivitamins and shit. And I was like, oh, look at that multi-pack of bubblies. Like, and I was like, I have to go get like the case, from back behind the store where we'd already come from. And I'm like, no, this is a fucking madhouse. I'm leaving.
Costco, if I ever get arrested, it's going to be for punching out somebody at Costco. Like, you just know instantly.
And I went with Kate to go. She wanted to stop at Old Navy, some kids stuff for a birthday party. And I entertained that, and I looked down the outlet mall and noticed that Hot Topic had a sign on that said only 8 people were allowed, and they had this giant fucking lineup. And then we went into Costco, and it was the goddamn fucking COVID end of the world in there. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, you couldn't have crammed more fucking people in there if your life depended on it. No fucking rules, man. The Wild West. Never fucking. I was like, what the fuck, man? How do they? And they're like, Kate's like, it's because of their square footage. I'm like, bullshit, man. There's like fucking 800 people in here. Square footage. Nobody's counting shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure what the fucking math was there, but you're gonna check the fire fucking plan on that. I'm not sure.
Break open that little gray box. I've never been to a Costco.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, and I've never had reason to. And I don't drive, so I'm not gonna go to Costco and buy a bunch of shit and carry it home on the bus. So.
And they fucking charge you a membership for the fucking indignity of actually shopping there and having to deal with like old people just like clogging up the lanes everywhere you look.
And there's no fucking deals. It's just like a bunch of fucking maniacs. Actually, I got a pretty good blunt shorts, but
that's a fact. Yeah, for the glory of like letting your produce just rot because you bought like 6 tons of it, but you can't eat that much.
That's just it. And then you think about like going to the grocery aisle, and I'm like, what? So that I can fucking get into an elbowing match during COVID with a bunch of fucking rejects, so that I can get more ground beef than I can use right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking thanks.
And yet still so popular. I can't. I don't think I hear anybody talk about how great Costco is.
No, man, I get nauseous as soon as anybody says it. Let's go to Costco. I'm like, ugh, why? Let's go to the fucking Metro. How about that?
Yeah.
It's like 6 fucking people in there, and the prices are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it. I guess.
I'll deal with the mediocre produce, man.
Yeah.
Fine. We live in Canada. I'm used to it. Speaking of living in Canada. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You like that?
Wow.
Took over the segue today. Uh-huh.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I didn't know how we would do it on Canada Day. I just didn't think there would be any possible segue on Canada Day.
By the way, does anybody, is anyone celebrating Canada Day, or is that just not really a thing right now?
I think it's not a thing right now.
It seems real like it's not on today. Not feeling it. Didn't wear I got this great Canada Day shirt that I've worn like 3 or 4 years running. I don't wear it any other time. It's the Rolling Stones with the tongue out, with the Canadian maple leaf in the middle.
Nice.
But I stowed it this year. It's not appropriate.
Yeah, I agree. It just feels like
feels a little icky this year.
Yeah, it's not the year to celebrate.
Yeah.
Nah.
I guess okay. So I don't give a shit about Canada Day any fucking year. Let's be clear about that. So this isn't some sort of weird conservatism. But why do we suddenly why is Canada Day? I know they found many dead children, and I understand that is upsetting. But I'm reminded of society's reaction to that picture of that little girl that died on the Syrian girl, and no one gave a shit about Syria at all. And then that little picture of that kid showed up, and suddenly it's the thing. And I'm, and with this gesture and whatnot, I just like, does anybody care about Syrian people anymore? Probably not. There's probably more hatred amongst Canadians for Syrians now than there were.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of it does feel a little forced. Like there's just a lot going on in the world, and there just seems to be I don't know. It's a blip, in the media and stuff, and it's gonna be a thing, and it's definitely something that's got to be addressed. But I don't know if just randomly canceling everything is I don't even know if everything's canceled. It just seems like there's just like a tone.
Yeah, the way that I've seen it put, and that was convincing to me, is just if your neighbor's having a funeral, like are you gonna set off a bunch of fireworks at door like that? And that to me is pretty persuasive argument for just not really engaging this year.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. We are engaged as a nation in not just burials, but like unearthing. Because I imagine there's probably a lot of I really don't know this, and it's not something I've looked up, but I guess they're probably checking the grounds of the other schools, right?
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
You're gonna need to.
We know this, but it's the serial killer digging, it's finding the bodies that it's it's making an impression on people. I think a lot of people that just didn't believe it or didn't register with him either, but it's really putting it out there for front and center.
Yeah.
I think I get the numbers were predetermined, but I don't. I think the horror of finding the sites and the and so on and so forth, I guess, and just like not knowing what to do with it, or just like having found that there are like no complete records, they don't even know what they're looking at. You're just looking at like mass graves,
literal mass graves.
Looks a lot like ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
And is basically ethnic cleansing, and it's a weird thing. But I mean, like, the funny thing is that it had been not funny thing, but I mean, it had been addressed, right, at some point or another, and they know how many children went into these schools, and they know how many are missing, so the numbers are already there.
Yeah.
It's just sort of a matter of like, wow, this is. I don't know what this changes, but I guess it changed some things for some people, but and it gets back to the Syrian thing, and when children are evoked, that's that sweet spot for probably everyone, but definitely for North Americans, and one hopes that there's it's not back down the memory hole afterwards. Which is a possibility, but it's definitely emotionally affecting for everyone right now, and I hope something can be done with that. And I guess we'll find out how politicians and whatnot respond. Is a big deal. There's no funny way to jump off to Alpha Flight from this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now are you gonna segue this shitty
Not sure about that. I don't know. You know what? I'm not sure why I brought it up.
No, I thought about bringing it up.
Totally
I figured if we were gonna just launch a Canada Day episode, somebody might actually be like, I wonder if these guys were tasteless enough to not even mention.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think it even plays into these issues in a weird way. Like there's like a shadow, which we'll get to, I'm sure, but
it's weird. Yeah, like it's very weird. These Alpha Flight books, and I just
well, the last one there had its own like horrible darkness, and I think that there's like something to be said about, I don't know what, there's like a big tone of Canadian shame lately. It's just like where like it's not a very patriotic place. I think the U.S. is going through a similar thing as well.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was thinking about in relation to these comics, like, did either of you have a strong sense of patriotism when you were kids?
Sure.
No, I never did. I don't know. James, do you ever think that I did?
No, Dr. James doesn't believe in patriotism.
Okay, I'm just checking. I guess you've known me as even longer, Chris. I feel that the answer is no, but maybe I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like I want to say you brought it up in conversation one time and said that like, that it was dumb for somebody to run around somewhere and wave an Irish flag around. I can't remember what this was in relation to, but I just thought,
that's the memory.
I thought that's funny. But I'm sure you had a way more elaborate
probably not
thing going on with it. But
I hope it wasn't hatred of the Irish.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was just like it was just, somebody just like growing up and living in Canada, but somehow identifying with like an Irish. Irish shit, whatever.
Why do you ask, Chris?
Oh, I was just because I definitely didn't, and I find the whole tone of these comics very strange, where it's like you have a whole team that they are very patriotic, like they've got Canada flags all over them, and I just like even that like when I growing up, I just had the sense that Canada was, America Junior, like we just, the same thing, but without anything cool, like the cool bands or TV or celebrities or culture. And I just think I think it's changed a little bit since since 9/11. I think that there's probably more of a concrete Canadian identity, even if it's just formed against what America has become. But it's just dipping back into 92 and then seeing just how much they want to evoke patriotism in this is just weird to me.
So we should tell people what we're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah. Good idea. Alpha Flight issues 79 to 80, and then issues 1 through 6. We'll save 1 through 6 for that's going to be the coup de, the big surprise.
Wait, did we do 1 through 6?
No, 106.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, you had me in a bit of a panic there too.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. I can't enunciate. And these are December 1989 to January 1990. James Hudnall, the writer, who James and I have talked about before with Superman Red Glass, and art by John Kelimi with inks by Mike Manley.
Is anybody up on where James is from?
James Hudnall, he's an American, and he's actually a conservative American. He was an open Trump supporter before he died.
Oh boy.
In 2019.
That's so interesting.
Wow.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Worked for Breitbart. He wrote for Big Hollywood magazine or like internet website.
You're fucking kidding.
No, not at all, man.
Wow.
Yeah, one of his he's got tweets, man-made climate change is a hoax, etc. So he's kind of that guy, and he's kind of, I don't want to say he's a cyberpunk guy, but he's very interested in psychic. Like his first series in 1985 was Espers, just about these it's basically mutants, and they all have psychic powers, ESPers. And he did. It's kind of a journeyman, but he tends to make these creator-owned things, and he even had Chris Carter, Harsh Times, I think it was called. Chris Carter adapted one of his comics for television.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have a story about John Kelimi, other than James Hudnall hated his art, quote, with a passion.
Wow.
Which I don't know if that's fair. But.
Is that in reference to 79 and 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he hated that art.
The art is very workman. Like, I mean, I didn't think it was bad. It didn't get in the way.
No, it was a little timey.
Yeah.
Felt like a little, almost like old. Almost felt a little older than it was.
No backgrounds though. Like you could tell the individual wasn't ready for the big time. Not like in the classic, because it's 89, 90.
I want to break the fucking news to the writer there and let you know that your fucking artist is not going to be ready for the big time if he's on Alpha Flight.
That's funny. Actually, prior to this, it was Jim Lee working on Alpha Flight, and then John Byrne created Alpha Flight, did it for 32 issues. I know you're not. I know how we feel about John Byrne around here, but
yeah, I like John Byrne, but
kind of, it's really strange too. Was the really like heavy duty, like anti-American sentiment written by Americans?
Yeah, it was weird. Sorry, Chris, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say there's a sense that Canada is this like pastoral like paradise, but like those two kids like at the start are just looking across and like they're saying all the bad pollution's coming from over there.
Yeah, all the bad stuff's coming from not from over there, from outside. And I thought that I was like, Jesus Christ, and you sent that image of Talisman, and she's like, we have to deport these people. And I do see the pastoralism as well. Because like Canada's this untouched agrarian landscape in these things with its small main streets. There's no high rises. It's very of the past almost.
Yeah.
And it seems as if James Hudnall has like I'm going to psychologize it and say that he sort of like mapped his own xenophobia onto a paradise.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and then he was like, and this is the story of how they defended it.
Well, in Alpha Flight, these issues, like if I wouldn't know what their job is, but they seem like Canadian ICE, like they're border patrol, they deport people. When criminals, like D-list criminals, come over because like they think like coming to Canada is like loading up Grand Theft Auto, they can go on killing sprees, do whatever they want. So you need a strong Canadian superhero team to like take them back across the border.
And I'm sorry, is Talisman's name Elizabeth Two Youngman?
Yes,
it is. I don't know who I don't know where that.
Just like it took me a little while to take that one in. I think I need to take my glasses off and rub my eyes a bit after.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a legitimate Aboriginal last name. I got a feeling
it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it.
Did you look it up, Chris?
Yeah, it was like the 2 millionth and something most common last name. I don't think that's very good.
Okay, there we go.
It is actually a legitimate last name though?
I don't think so. Like I said, like one instance. Like I couldn't find any actual real people who were listed under that name. I don't know. I didn't do a like super thorough search or anything, but
yeah.
No, that it felt really I don't know.
Here's my take. If it came from John Byrne, it's fucking made up. And
well, it honestly feels like if you gave me a writing gig and you're like, hey, you should write a Russian name or a Chinese name here for this character, you'd get something very similar to that.
Yeah. Lilting wind or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd get something bad, like not bad, but just like whatever is on the front of mind.
Yeah, not authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Authentic. Racist.
So she's got a really her position in this story is very strange, and she's the Aboriginal character, and it's weird that she's the source of, and maybe it ties into this notion of paradise, and she's the spiritual protector. She's like the Captain Planet of Canada, and so maybe in the mind of Hudnall, like that makes sense. She's connected to the earth and that sort of thing. Like she's even fighting this arch sorcerer who is weaponizing the earth, but like in the form of a volcano. I guess maybe that tracks too. But usually you don't get the sense that. Yeah, I don't. There's something of an irony just in the fact that it's an Aboriginal individual who is the agent of deportation here.
Yeah, and policing the borders of Canada. That is really weird.
And not even as official police. The official police want to arrest them. What do you think of Gamma Flight there, James?
Yeah, is that who that guy was?
What, Gamma Flight? The I don't know.
The guy that showed up with a sword and was like, "We're authorized to operate on this soil."
Oh, you think that was a guy?
With us. Oh, geez, I don't know.
No, actually, I'm not sure either. That's funny. Maybe it could go either way.
Well, he was kind of womanly, but then he had like a Spider-Man mask on.
Yeah, and I guess maybe she. Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. That's funny. Either way, yeah, all those people that showed up, the official Canadian heroes.
Yeah, and then Scorpion's like, more meat.
Yeah.
Is anyone?
Oh, go on.
What about the beating he gave out at the beginning?
To that
women. I don't like my women talking back to me. Punch.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, whoa, this is heavy. Pins her down on the ground, tosses her through a billboard. Imagine getting punked out by the Scorpion out of costume like that. Fuck, man, you need to reassess your superhero game.
I thought about this is the first time the Scorpion actually, for people who don't know, the Scorpion is a Spider-Man villain, and he's green and has a big dick tail, and this is maybe the coolest the Scorpion's ever been. Like I
agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is like,
that's
man, I just love he walks up. I'd party with you anytime, babe. Why don't we check into a hotel? Like he's immediately sexually harassing her.
He's a monster. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say? And then he punches her right in the fucking face.
Yeah. As soon as you open your mouth, I don't like women talking. Punch. Yeah. You get Scorpion. No worries. And then he just throws the guy out of the car. He's like a fucking Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
He's a maniac.
And I love how that just works. Hey, sorry, babe, I gotta be fast to catch a Scorpion. You know, she's like just left in his dust.
Too slow. Yeah, and nobody fucking honestly, they had a really hard time with the Scorpion. He came in hot. He was a fucking sexually abusive. He was just on fire. Yeah.
There's one panel that it looks like it implies rape too. He says like, I don't like when women talk back. And he's pinning her down like by her arms.
Yeah, that's the one. That's Jesus.
But the super trouble with that panel is she, she looks like she might be enjoying, like she has like a sex face.
Oh no.
But I'm. I guess it's very unfortunate, because like the text has her saying hey, but it doesn't look like she's saying hey.
Lucky for us, he immediately throws her through a fucking billboard.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
That's what rape looks like by the Scorpion.
Everything is just undignified about like Scorpion 2 in this, where he's like, there's that scene where he's like changing his costume in a gas station bathroom. Yeah. And the guy's like knocking on the door.
I don't know. The Scorpion's an absolute beauty. He is the unsung hero of this whole thing.
I think so. I don't know, man. You gotta I think it gives and it's weird where your mind goes with superhero crossover stuff, but I was like, I guess this just goes to show how good Spider-Man is, right? Because these people just can't, like, the Owl shows up later. It's just all these low rent. Actually, Necra, that's actually another Spider-Man villain. These are all Spider-Man villains.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, all right.
When Vindicator's trying to take her out of town and the buddy's reading the specs on her. Oh no, she can lift 10 tons. Fuck, that's problematic.
Let's hope that broad doesn't get too angry, eh?
Yeah. And it's like, no, it's not angry. Like, they're like, when she gets emotional, it's that like condescending, like chauvinistic thing. Like women don't get angry. They're just always emotional.
Right. Yeah. As long as she doesn't get, that's funny. But well, he does say angry though. But you're right though. As long as she's. And then
I'm surprised they didn't crank that up to a menstrual syndrome joke the way this comic was flying.
It did seem to go in that direction.
Yeah. And fuck. And the shame is, okay, so the reason we read these two, 79, we haven't even talked about 80 yet, is this is all that's available of Hudnall's run on Comixology. And I don't know, but apparently it was part of like this mass arc that he was working on. Like he didn't finish his run until 86. There was 6 more issues of build up to land the Sorcerer. Until they unceremoniously took him off the book.
Yeah, I was reading a little in the background, and first of all, John Byrne didn't even want to do the comics. He's like, this is a really thin premise. Like I made up a team of superheroes so that the X-Men could fight them in Canada. Like, they have no background, no backstory. What am I going to do for this? So we like kind of soldiered on for a while because it was popular. And then like apparently this is like one of the best arcs following John Byrne. And he was so proud of himself. He's like, oh, I did tons of research on Canada, and I just really put it all together. And this sorcerer, this
pretty well nailed it.
Totally. Even the bad guys are like, what am I doing here? Like, I could be in Mexico and somewhere sunny, but why am I coming here? The sorcerer is such a dumb, like, it's a cosmic level threat, but it's hard to understand what the stakes are because he's just like he's bringing supervillains so that they can bring violence, because violence is going to help him open the portal to darkness. But to do that, he has to manipulate Canadian bureaucrats to disband Alpha Flight first so that the country is destabilized. It's just like none of it tracks. He's millennia old.
I didn't read the. I just got to sort of scan some covers, but like very early on in Hudnall's run, it's like, and finally introducing China Force, and and it's Alpha Flight. So I got a feeling that it has something to do with some sort of international incident involving China Force, orchestrated. Yeah. So I don't know.
That woke him up.
Well, I don't know. Or maybe he orchestrated that. I'm kind of curious about this run. Like, I didn't realize he wrote this for so long and planned to go to like issue 100. And given what I'm seeing here, like, there's a rich psychology operating within this fucking story.
Yeah, he had big plans.
Yeah.
Well, he had like those, I don't know, that perp sorcerer, like, just like wackadoodling through the portals or whatever. That wasn't going anywhere for me. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, he's just doing his chat in the background. Well, wait till they find out about my plan. Not the best way to introduce a villain. But.
No, none of that was any good at all.
No, this is not good.
And he needed violence to fuel, like, to open the gates, but like there aren't enough superhero teams leveling cities just like hours from the border. Like, it has to be like within the boundary set in 1818. Like, it just
yeah.
It just doesn't
despite
track.
the fact that they have like a ridiculously powerful superhero team, they only fucking deport American supervillains.
Yeah.
Based on what what Talisman basically like provides via, I'm not sure what that is. It's real time, so it's almost useless psychic knowledge. It's like, she's already across the border. Well, fuck.
To do something immediately. That's a really good point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what happened there. But it's just so fucking bad. But yeah, they have this ultra powerful team, and I don't know what. And then Talisman didn't help them. And then that guy, who's the guy that fucking, I didn't remember his name, but he like he got into fucking Robotech.
Oh, Fox.
Yeah, that was awesome. Why? How's that? What's up with that? That's not a super fucking hero. You're not a mutant. What is this?
Yeah, I'm glad it doesn't explain, though. I think one of the joys.
No explanation needed. Get in. He's a fucking Power Ranger.
Okay. Fashoom.
Yeah, and then that's a dangerous weapon. That guy shouldn't have that. We don't really.
He can pilot it.
I mean, we only have Mounties and shit, so it's not like anyone cares if you have one of those. I guess is maybe the logic.
Yeah, well, who knows? It's they're in Winnipeg or something. Like, they're in Edmonton. It's it's not a very heavily populated space, just like Ontario. I'm sure you could have, and maybe there is a giant robot here in Ontario somewhere on a launch pad waiting to go. We'd never know unless someone spent all their time on Google Earth.
Sure. And I mean, the cops are just too busy, giving traffic violations and stuff, fighting crime.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Do we have anything else about Mr. Hudnall here?
No, we got to move on to 106.
Yeah, I think so. This is special. This is fucking special.
Boy. All right. So yeah, Scott Lobdell. He hasn't. This is. I think he's writing X-Men at this time, and I don't know if this is just him dropping in to do a special issue.
Oh.
I don't think because he was writing Excalibur, Uncanny X-Men, and I think they just dropped him in for an issue, and illustrated by Mark Cacella. Let's say that. And he's going to take over X4 soon. From Rob Liefeld.
I was gonna say this guy's a Liefeld protege, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's totally. Actually, I would say probably 20 to 30% better than Rob Liefeld at drawing Rob Liefeld style.
That's not fair. This is terrible.
No, that's fair.
March 1992. That's a fact. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, North Star has Cable-esque proportions, that's for sure.
Yeah, everybody does. It's all fucking weird.
This guy had rendered backgrounds, cohesive fight scenes, hands, feet, fucking name it.
I'm not looking at the same. I'm not looking at the same story that you.
I see some hands. No, I'm with James.
Yeah, well, there's hands and feet. He also draws a malnourished baby extremely well.
What is he ever?
Oh.
That was actually the saddest thing coming from his penciling. Yeah. Anyway, so I knew that this was the story.
You son of a bitch.
I knew that it was the story of North Star's coming out, because it I'll never forget that cover, but I've never read the comic, and I had no idea. Guys. I thought this was just going to be...
Oh, good. I'm glad you got blindsided by this, too.
Yeah, it was...
Well, the major Maple Leaf opening was fucking hot fire for me. I was okay with that. Too.
I really like Major Maple Leaf.
Fucking in the house coat. Absolutely just channeling the fucking comedian here.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Totally depressed, just watching old clips, pauses, and then just... I don't know what he just collapses onto.
TV. He hugs the TV.
Oh, yeah. He's watching the old clips. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sorry. They blanked everything out. I see that now.
Yeah.
And then it opens up to like a shitty fight with who is that?
Hyde.
Dr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Jekyll, I guess. Yeah.
Why is
Mr.
he
Hyde,
in Canada, first of all? And then bang! What happens? Fucking North Star straight into a trash can with a dumpster baby.
It's a literal dumpster baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my ears will be ringing. It's like, but he hears it during the fight, and then he fucking zooms off. It's the stupid...
Yeah, he just bails.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sasquatch had that handled, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I probably would have as well.
Yeah, they were really overkill for taking on Dr. Hyde there anyway.
Yeah, well, they take care of him in like fucking 1-2 pages. Yeah, he's just like he's a nothing. Their costumes. Before we talk about the heavy shit that's about to, I kind of like these costumes. The Elvis costume. They, I wish it didn't have the maple leaf. Because you'd never see, like, if this was the only person who can get away with wearing the flag in the United States is Captain America. But why in Canada is, everything's branded? It's just weird.
Oh, because Canada's kind of stupid and little, so, like, it's okay for everybody to be fucking Captain Canada.
yeah, that's fair.
They're state sponsored, right? So maybe that's like sort of like part of their branding. But I don't like it either. It's
yeah. But good cause. Like I like a uniform, superhero team uniform. This isn't bad as far as that goes.
No, it's a better costumes than anything we saw in the previous issues.
Yeah, I like the Puck's little, like, just
smoking in the hospital.
Yeah, just smoking in the hospital, just like standing like with his arms like on his hips, just.
Yeah, it's fucking
looks tough. He looks fucking tough. He looks like a tough little French Canadian guy.
Yeah.
When's this from?
92.
It's probably okay to smoke in the hospital.
Might have been. I guess they weren't worried about it. It's weird. It's Toronto General. Why, like, this book makes weird gestures to like pretending to know about Toronto.
Yes.
This kid would be at Sick Kids.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, not like whoa. This book is stupid.
Well, maybe you just took him to the closest hospital.
And then they kept him there, or her, I guess.
No, he refused to leave until they discern the cause of the child's fever.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's it.
I'm afraid we've done just that.
Oh shit! You know what? I did not expect the baby to have AIDS.
No, I definitely did not expect that.
And I wasn't expecting North Star's extremely comic reaction to it. Like the way it's drawn, like his face, like I don't know what that feeling is with those like circles around. Like it's like he's having a moment of like deep hypnosis and brain damage all at once.
It's blue steel is what it is.
He got blown away, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the reaction. I'm sorry. And why is this doctor? This is actually the haircut you should have, Chris.
Oh shit!
That's right.
We were just
Full on like power donut ponytail.
I support it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Everyone is drawn so badly in this fucking comic.
No, great.
The next, like the splash page where he's like got his hand on the incubator, that's actually pretty affecting. I like that.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I I have to say I actually like groaned out loud and like because I read this digitally, I like put my tablet down for a minute and like just took a walk around the room because I was absolutely fucking flabbergasted about the content. Like the subject matter is so over the top. Like it was a dumpster baby with AIDS, and then believe it or not, they ramp it up from here.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think would be possible. I didn't think they'd continue on with the most ludicrous.
And this won an award. This one like a BAFTA.
Oh, I believe it. Just for because this is the Alpha-like formula. Like they know that they don't have enough there to sell it on the merits of a team that defends Canada, so they're looking for these sort of like issues, like Degrassi sort of given issues, I think. And this definitely fits the bill.
Yeah, imagine throwing this down in an X-Men book. You'd never do that. Or
no.
That's hard on the brand, man.
That's funny that it's okay. You're right about the baby thing or whatever, but this isn't the only time Scott's going to go to the AIDS well. Like the legacy virus is pretty much an extended AIDS allegory, and he has some very maudlin issues. Some real tearjerkers. He gets much better at this genre of story. This one's, like you said, James, like this is a killer. This is
ham-fisted and aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Not how you should handle it. But anyway, it's
almost like it's like a low-key like black comedy almost.
Yeah.
Like it's shocking and you, like I'm sorry, but like even despite the subject matter, like you almost can't help but kind of giggle to yourself at the way it's handled. Like it's insane.
Yeah, as a superhero brawl, like it's so stupid.
Oh yeah, so fucking Major Maple Leaf like bursts, like fucking smashes through the wall. He's dressed like a full-on Mountie, if Superman was a Mountie, and he's gonna fucking two-fisted smash the baby to death.
Yes, he's like literally.
And he's full on like I don't know. I mean, judging by his apartment and current mental state, he's got to be drunk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
He smashed.
I was just gonna say this team smashes through more walls than the Kool-Aid Man. Like it's ridiculous how many times they just like bust through things.
Oh yeah.
And this is public. This is the Mountie man. He knows that this is public money. Toronto General. Come on.
Come on, buddy. Well, he's out of his mind at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they open up the book showing him fighting alongside Namor and Captain America too. Like, I mean, this guy's got to be like no joke. This is like a really big problem for North Star. He's got the fucking little teddy bear up there. He's trying to take care of this baby that's dying.
Yeah. you'll regret it. Like he's got the weirdest, like super aggressive Wolverine talk, but it's also it's very formal. You know, he'll even says "sir" during the fight. Who is going to regret disrupting my daughter's slumber? You can't threaten me. I've already lost everything I hold dear, and you're just like, this is insane. Like, no one's being reasonable. And then Puck bursts in and he recognizes him. They're like, Louis? That's not gone into, because Puck's apparently very old. He's over 100 or something like that.
Oh, he's got the Wolverine story arc.
Kind of. Well, he's bonded with a demon or something that causes him to be in constant pain, but when he's not bonded with the demon, he turns into a normal-sized fella. I don't know.
Jeez.
I've never had the courage to go through all of that.
No, I don't. I'm actually pretty happy not knowing about Puck.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, the man you knew is but a memory, much like your daughter will be, and he's about to smash that baby. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he was just gonna smash a baby with his bare hands and superpowers. That's fucked.
Yeah.
That'd have been a. Oh man,
Comics code violation. Right?
Yeah, different. And in a different, like in an Avatar book, I would want to see that. I want to see that image, but not here. It's not what I'm paying for. Which sadly I had to I didn't have to. You could have stole these comics easily, but.
Northstar, got his ass kicked a little bit too. He's just getting pummeled by the fucking Maple Leafer? What's his name?
Major Maple Leaf.
Major Maple Leaf. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only time, like in typical superhero fashion, the only time he gets the upper hand over Major Maple Leaf is when he gets the higher moral ground.
Yes, exactly.
Fact, like no one cared about my son. He died of AIDS, and it's because he was gay. But everyone cares about this little girl. And then he's like, I'm gay, and then then he starts.
Yeah, that's his spinach, and he just like smashes him and turns it. Yeah, exactly.
Now then he still gets. Actually, he's still being viciously rape choked after that, so I don't think he actually turned the tide.
Yeah, that next scene. There's a very artful like censoring too, like where he's like thrown into the truck, and it's like, you son of a blam. It's like, it's well done.
Good work. Yeah.
But then,
it Major fucking Maple Leaf says, "You're as responsible for my son's death as all the homophobic politicians who refuse to address the AIDS crisis." that apparently sets Northstar and gives fucking basically hulks him out. How dare you! And then he just becomes the most jacked man in the world.
Yeah. I'm not inclined to discuss my sexuality with people for whom it is none of their business. Be that as it may, I am gay.
He gives him fucking 1,000 fists to the face, and he's done. Then he because he's like an absolutely cool gay Canadian guy, gives him like a big hug. Hugs him back to the light side. Like, even though you try to kill a baby and strangle me fucking to death, I'm gonna hug you back into becoming a good guy, because that's how Canadians do it.
And that panel where he's like choking him, and he's like, yeah, like closeting yourself, you're responsible, and like there's literally flames in the background. That is just wow.
He looks like Freddy Krueger.
Yes, he does. Holy shit. Yeah,
just his face looks all melted and stuff, and it's just like, anyway,
total madness.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then he has the tenacity. I gotta feel that it's Scott's talking about himself, when he's talking about like fucking humanity not being all it's cracked up to be. I just feel
self-reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you guys think? Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask, how much do you guys? You go ahead.
Okay, this is very Canadian. I was just gonna say the art can't carry these silent scenes, but go ahead. Yeah.
How much do you guys think this comic would sell for on eBay right now? I know the answer.
James knows.
I don't know that. Wait, are we talking graded?
Yeah.
Nah, it's got to be 350.
Oh no, okay, that's more than I thought you would say.
I was gonna say 106. That's where.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because that's yeah.
I'd say
much less.
Really? Less. Really? I'm surprised by that. This is
$30 for seeing it.
This is a gorgeous this is a collector's item. No, not
I felt
graded.
like I might want to buy this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we got the fireworks going off right there.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yep.
Wow.
I felt like I might need to own this. It's so spectacular.
It's not like anything I've ever read before. It's so shameless and well, like James, you called it ham-fisted, tone deaf.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got it graded.
What do you got?
Oh no, wrong one. Hang on. $111.
Oh shit! I don't know what graded means. I guess that's
a bar. It's in that vacuum sealed thing, and it's been inspected by weirdos.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. And it's a 9.6 out of 10. That
Beautiful.
is fucking excellent condition. Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. I'd hang that on your wall.
Yeah. Still might be worth it.
If I was gonna get a graded comic, I gotta hope that I get a fucking gem like this to do it with.
I would know. I was going to say the opposite because like the beauty of this book is reading it. Like it's not.
That's true.
If I already have it digitally, I mean, if I.
Yeah, well, that's true. Anytime you wanted to fire it open, it's not like you need the. Like,
anytime I want fucking full size color pages of this beauty, I can just go treat myself now.
Yeah.
So apparently, John Byrne like always intended North Star to be gay, but wasn't allowed to do it because Jim Shooter had a policy against gay characters, and I guess the Comics Code Authority
that
did
makes
as
sense
well.
based on some of your Shooter stories I've read.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. So like this was just Lobdell's opportunity to officially bring him out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's admirable in its way, but just like the way it's handled, as we kind of like really covered, just so fucking over the top.
It's the madness too of the baby death.
Yeah.
Like the baby just like is so tiny and horrifically drawn, and then just dies in North Star's arms with that big fucking Mountie just like snuggling him from behind. What the fuck?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we wanted to comment on that, but yeah, it's very strange and like it's super. Yeah, it's I don't know, inappropriate. You could just say that for every fucking page on this.
Yes.
Inappropriate. Even the pin up at the end, like what the fuck?
The Daily Mail, like Alpha Flight's North Star proclaims homosexuality. That's the headline.
You proclaimed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is not how that would be covered nowadays. Oh, but I guess there's the.
No, definitely not. I think this was my first exposure to Lobdell. I'm
no kidding.
In comic form. Yeah, I don't think I didn't read X-Men a lot in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not?
I might have to dip in a little more.
Yeah, if you want more of this flavor but without the insanity, because like honestly, he's never written anything like this before.
Okay.
I've read a lot of for my sins. I've read a lot of Lobdell, and I feel that this is unique in his repertoire. But if you ever want him in that sentimental hack mode, I got 3 or 4 issues we could cover.
Yeah, sure.
We did a sentimental hack Lobdell, didn't we?
I think so. Was that the marriage? That was the one before Scott and Cable team up. Just before, because he's like, you didn't invite me to the wedding.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah. That's not even his most sentimental hack mode. There's some other gems out there where it's like he's really trying to make you cry.
Honestly, never read a comic book like this in my entire life.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's partly like it's like this isn't. It feels like satire.
I'm so glad we stumbled across it though, because like my jaw literally was hanging open for like the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't think I would have read it for any other reason other than I just thought it would be funny on Canada Day. But anyway, nothing funny about this book. So I don't know. What do we we don't need to rate these things, huh? How many?
I don't even know if you could.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't. Yeah. I can think of so many inappropriate rating.
Yeah. 106 is a stone cold classic but for all the wrong reasons, you know.
Yeah, this is like a historical, like, this is like almost like a horror find.
Yeah.
But like this is a fucking moment for sure in comic history.
Yeah. And then I don't know, Hudnall's kind of a 6, maybe even a 5. You know,
Ooh,
like
yeah, 5 might even be a little. Yeah, 5 sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I like it's only 2 issues out of like a vast tapestry, and it is during the Acts of Vengeance crossover, so he was kind of saddled with a gimmick that he had to work with. So maybe we can forgive him for that. And his handling of the Scorpion is bar none the best handling of the Scorpion that's ever been ever. So that's not nothing, but still.
Yeah. No, it was terrible. The first part.
Okay, good. Well, that's a bummer. Sorry, guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Your Canada
Well, I mean,
days
you know what
ruined.
though? We've read worse stuff than that though. Like this was all serviceable, I think.
I don't know. What have we read that's worse? I think it's going to be Greg Pak Turok is really like the lowest low.
No.
You guys like Greg Pak Turok?
We would no, like Lobdell's X-Men's worse than that.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have to go through all of our old episodes and create some sort of shitty rating.
Spawn. Any issue of Spawn's worse than all of this.
That's fair. Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, there we go. There's no way to refute that. It's
Yeah. Once the words came out of your mouth. Yeah.
If you're listening to this, you probably have never encountered Alpha Flight or had any reason to dip into one. So it's a little sampling for everyone out there, and now you know.
I would say if you want to read an Alpha Flight issue, you should read 106.
Even if you don't want to read an Alpha Flight issue, you should read 106.
Yeah.
Finest political cartoon of the era. All right. So I don't know. Fuck. That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck.